Men of Reddit, what do women do that they think is okay but is actually creepy? Not exclusively a woman thing. But my ex would screenshot our text conversations and send them to her family and friends for reaction. Like mundane conversations. Not even anything interesting. It felt like a very creepy violation of my privacy. Also, she was an idiot. Hope you see this, Laura. This is only really for the gay men out there, I think. But having a girl instantly label you as her gay best friend as soon as she finds out you're gay. Like. Itch. I don't even like you. Maintain a relationship with our mom even after the breakup. Pulling up the hem of your kilt to see if you're a true Scotsman. Maybe not creepy. But FFS, stop pulling on my beard and arm hair. Like. That sheet is seriously uncomfortable. And pulling out a beard hair stings like duck, it's literally attached to my face. You are in my personal space. Tugging my hair. And causing me a little pain. Ladies. I don't care how fun it is. Please stop or I'll make fun of your eyebrows. Went out with a group of guys last weekend. There were 6 of us and this random girl started hanging around us like a lost puppy and just wouldn't leave. She was attractive. But so obviously desperate for attention that none of our group of guys really cared to give her any. This girl was just looking at everyone. Batting her eyes and trying to hug everyone, but the guys were just pawning her off on each other. Not sure if this is pathetic more than creepy. But if a guy did the same thing, he'd be labeled with creepy. So yeah. She was creepy to me. I honestly thought she was a hooker or something trying to sell services or some shit. The way she was approaching dudes. It's not ducking normal. This might be a cultural thing for Latinos. But there were some weird sexual comments said by female family members to my son when he was a toddler. They would call him my boyfriend and ask for kisses in a very aggressive way. When I changed his diapers, they'd stand around and say "Di qui nessis papi?" which roughly translates to "whose big dick is that?" Which led me to always change his diaper in a private room. Even when told that you can't do it here. It's okay. We're all family. One of my aunts even commented on how his big dick has grown since he was a baby. Yeah. His whole body has grown. There's no need to talk about his pen 15 specifically. Step away from my child. I guess this is all done in a cute or innocent way. But I never liked it. Going to pride events, gay bars and groping the men whether they like it or not. Like duck off. Creep. I have a friend that whenever she starts dating a guy, just lists me off thing about the dude like she's listing a resume. Never anything about the personality or sense of humor or what characteristics about them she enjoys. It's job, career, college, earnings, house. I had to tell her it was getting creepy because it just sounds like she's getting a checklist to impress people. Not find a good person for her. Failing to realize that sometimes free time needs to be me time and shouldn't automatically be she time. Similarly, trying to capitalize all my free time with activities. You can go to Karen's party by yourself. I don't know her, so stop trying to make me come along to what is clearly intended to be a girl's night out. After working 5 days a week, sometimes I don't want to have to stress about what my weekend is filling in with just to keep busy. It's okay to do nothing. Not so much creepy as overbearing. But trying to say they are the boss of my free time sucks, and the fallout for standing your ground also sucks. You know what you don't like men doing? You don't get to do that either. You have to install this GPS tracking app on your phone so I know where you are anytime I want to check. Comment on my new girlfriend's post. Edit, holy shit, this blew up. I'll add a little bit more backstory. Me and the old girlfriend. We had a bad breakup. I broke up with her because I was tired of the routine. Tired of dealing with the standards that she held me at. To be honest, I wanted to be cut loose. So I cut myself loose. She got a boyfriend quickly after. I just did my own thing. Before me and the new girl started dating, she was doing this. I was blocked on every social media. And on messages itself. I believe she was just trying to be passive aggressive. I appreciate all the upvotes. Reddit rocks. Disregard consent with gay male friends. Man. Y'all are in some unhealthy relationships. Asking password to social accounts or phone. A few of my relationships have ended because my GFS wouldn't talk to me about an issue in our relationship. Which is weird cause supposedly that's a male trait. I just don't like confrontation. Well, the alternative is that I'm breaking up with you now because you've avoided talking to me about the issue for a few months when I keep trying to bring it up. So. Edit. To everyone asked how is this creepy? It's not. I wrote this on 4 hours of sleep. I thought this was just a what do girls do in relationship that's annoying. Type thread funny how I got gilded though. Never been gilded for being so off topic before. Unwanted physical contact. Was out to dinner with a bunch of friends, coincidentally. They were all women. And the waitress was hitting on me. Which involved obvious compliments, which I don't care about, and putting her hands all over my shoulders and up her chest. We all had a laugh about it after. But I was seriously weirded out by it. And were the genders reversed, I guarantee no one would have been laughing about it. I'd wager that most women wouldn't do this and wouldn't think this is okay. But my now ex-girlfriend went through my phone without asking for permission. As a gay guy, women seem to think that it's okay to touch me in a general way, and sometimes even in a more inappropriate way. Lady, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. Sure, we had a nice brief conversation, but don't touch me. Don't wrap your hands around my legs so you can gawk at the size of my legs. Don't squeeze my pec. Or think that I want a hug despite never having met you before. I am avoiding physical contact not only to be respectful of your boundaries, but because I also have boundaries I don't want you to violate. Consent works both ways. Always. Don't touch me. Ask their friends to give them explicit details of their sexual encounters. Especially if it's with a BF. When women say things like if I were 10 years younger about underage boys. It's creepy. Gives off pedo vibes. And if the genders were reversed you'd call the FBI. Making a new social media account after I block you. When she wants to know my Reddit username. Completely unhealthy. Ex demanded I take down of a single picture of a platonic female friend who I have known over a decade and who is happily married to a mutual friend of ours. Said picture was part of a cluster of 8 total. The other 7 pictures were just group pictures of said platonic friend and mostly other male friends. Talked like a child. Straight girls who go to gay bars to be all like Yas Queen you woo and straight girls who go to les bars and get offended when a girl hits on them. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes. And I know what rep inbox means now, all mayo. How has nobody mentioned this? It's definitely not most women. But it does happen sometimes. Get pissed off if you are not in the mood for sex. Like WTF, you're a man. You always want to have sex. Do you not like me anymore? No. Andrea. I was just not horny that day and yes I liked you a lot. Holy crap, thanks for the gold, stranger. Perving on men. So many times in the workplace I have heard women say what they would like to do to a certain man. Almost drooling in public. If a man said the same comments, they would be fired. The way girls share really personal things about guys in relation to sex. Society and the media would have you believe that guys talk about sex all the time and just objectify the women that thieves slept with. I don't know if maybe I'm just hanging out with the wrong people. But honestly, the most you usually get out of a guy is just that they had sex with a girl. And the only time we discuss details are when you're just like trading stories. But girls tend to like immediately report on things to their friends. And share details that honestly could be embarrassing or uncomfortable for the guy. It makes me really uncomfortable and creeped out to think that if I sleep with a girl I have to just accept that all of her friends are going to know every detail about the experience. Size, performance, how long it lasted, how I look. It just feels like a huge breach of privacy. Well, not creepy, but could get me in trouble. Underage dating while imposing like you're 18+. Edit number 1. Whoa. This blew up. This is def my top rated comment. But it calms me a bit that this is not just a Remy problem. Also, thanks for the idea about checking his/her ID. Setting up traps. To test us. Being upset with something we did said in your dreams. Lying to our faces when we ask direct questions like, what is wrong? How are you? Etc. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Kind stranger. Seems I hit a few nerves with this comment. All of which have affected us in different ways. Double standards on sexual harassment. The admin assistant in my office tells me to smile at least once a week when I walk past her desk. Go duck yourself. IDK if it's just me. But the baby voice plus behavior really puts me off. Wife bragged to friends about our sex life. We live in a small town and now it feels like everywhere I go, I'm being giggled and smiled at. It's really violating. Not creepy, but when a woman sees a single dad with his kid and feels it's okay to tell them they are doing great. I get they may feel like they are being supportive or whatever, but the stigma behind guys not knowing how to raise a child is infuriating. I have 50/50 custody of my child and she's raised brilliantly by both me and her mum. I can guarantee mum never gets random praises just for walking through a shop with our child though. It's not supportive. It's condescending as hell, and please stop. Edit. I've seen a few comments about accepting compliments. My daughter is an absolute delight and always gets genuine compliments from passers-by. These I take with pride and a smile. The problem is from the people who approach in shock to see a dad alone with his kid and think he's either babysitting or just lost without a woman to tell him how to raise his kid and needs a patronizing pat on the back. Edit 2. Just to clarify. I always respond with a smile and thank you regardless of the way I'm approached. I'm not raging mad about this lol. Late to the party, but I haven't seen this mentioned yet. Distributing nudes they get from guys to their friends without permission. I've caught several women doing it and they'll argue about it if asked to stop. Yet another example of it only being an issue if the genders are reversed. Glamorizing the male body at work or in other non-casual situations. I've had co-workers speculating about the size of other co-workers' genitals in front of me. Talking about nude scenes of favored actors. Talking about marital aids etc. If a guy was similarly casual about sex, it would be considered highly inappropriate, but women seem to get away with it as innocent fun. She makes me suck her toes to wake her up. Honestly. Hands down. Women who exploit emotions of men. We may not all cry in the movie theater, but we are not incapable of experiencing deep, painful emotional wounds. In general, it seems to be more acceptable for women to rag on guys for our image, like our height, weight, or income. While the flip side being that men cannot criticize women without being a pig. So yeah. Women who nitpick guys for superficial reasons are creepy, arrogant, and covered with more red flags than a game of Minesweeper. Being way too open about their sex life. I have never in my life heard a guy describe exactly how his GF's vag looks like or how she sounds when orgasming. I've had this happen a few times, but I don't know if it is more common or less common. When I go to a bar for a drink on say a Friday night, I usually go with friends. I'll head to the bathroom and sometimes the bar will be crowded, so I'll have to slip through a group of people. Several times I'll get rubbed or caressed by women. Sometimes on the groin. Sometimes on the chest or shoulders. It's not wanted, nor am I signaling I want to be touched. Just saying excuse me and going past. It bothers me every time. Don't touch my hair. Just don't. I know it's long and partially dyed and you might think that's cool or unusual for a male. But please don't touch it, I get extremely uncomfortable. Touching me when you're a complete stranger. I'm in really good shape, and the amount of women who would touch my arms, shoulders, and chest when I'm out was too high. Say daddy. Telling you how you feel because you didn't do something trivial. You don't love me. You didn't call me before you went to bed. No. I ducking fell asleep because I was exhausted. Now I'm awake. Still here. Still love you. Let's not make it a thing. Flirting with me. Like. Have some standards itch. This happened like 3 times in high school. Girls call you attractive as their way of calling you ugly. You know? Like some weird sarcasm reverse psychology thing. One of those times 2 girls were walking behind me in the hallway. One taps on my shoulder, so I turn around and she says she thinks you're cute, then the other girl said she wants to suck your big dick. I just told them I have a girlfriend because 1. I do, and 2. I know what they're doing. And I walked faster.